All right, guys, we're going to start our parent meeting with a quick word of prayer. We've got a couple neighbors who are in bad shape. One of them is Patricia and Linda's dad. So we're going to mention him in our prayer tonight. And then also, Pat, what was the name of the lady?
Audrey.
Audrey, that's correct. So we'll make sure we pray for both of them. Let's bow our heads. Huh? Oh, and Zach. Yeah, absolutely. Let's bow our heads. Let's close our eyes. Let's give God respect. Holy God and Father of all mankind, Father of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, we thank you for this day and all the blessings that you placed within it for us to find. God, we thank you that you are a God who gives generously, that you are not a God who hides things from us, but instead you place so much blessing in our lives that we can't help but trip over them sometimes. God, we thank you for being loving, for being kind, and for taking care of our needs. God, we bring several neighbors to you tonight. The first one being Zach Collins, a graduate of this Just Lead program who recently enlisted in the Navy. God, we thank you for his heart of service and the commitment that he's made to protect us. God, you say in your word that love knows no one than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. God, we thank you for the decision that Zach has made. Bless him, keep him safe, and bring us back to us. Bring him back to us. God, we pray for Audrey, our dear friend and neighbor who lives on Reagan Avenue. God, we understand that she's pretty close to coming to meet you face to face. God, we thank you for all of the smiles and all of the waves and all of the kind gestures that she's given to just about every one of us over the years. So God, be with her and her family as she makes the transition from this life into the next. God, we also thank you for Jerry. We thank you again for all the jokes, for all of the waves, for all of the laughs over the years. And God, we pray that if at all possible, that you would bring him back to full health and that he would enjoy his last years here. But God, if that not be your plan, we pray that you give us a peace about it. We pray that you give him a peace about it, that you remove any kind of suffering from the situation. But God, in that situation, we're praying for improved health. God, we thank you for this program and all the different lives that it's touched over the last 9.5 years, and we pray that we continue to touch more and more. God, we thank you for the community that you're building in this program and all the different ways that you use it to serve the Marble City community. God, we pray that we would have an eventful fall, but a safe fall, one filled with fun and laughter and learning. But God, protect us from anything that we can see coming and all the things that we can't see coming. God, we thank you for your Son, Jesus, who makes all of this wonderful stuff possible. It's in his holy name we pray. Amen. Amen. All right. So to start with, elementary calendars are on that back table. If you haven't grabbed one already, I have middle school and high school calendars up front. If you need them, I'll go over those in just a little bit. There are some major changes coming to middle school program this fall that you need to be aware of. That being said, our discipline policy hasn't changed from the summer to current. We have our Big 13 Just Lead rules. We go over those rules every day in elementary program, so that by the time your kids get to middle school and high school, they know those rules by heart. The way our discipline policy works is that if they break one of those rules the first time, that's a verbal warning. The second time is a call home. The third time, we're bringing you in and talking to you. And then the fourth time, that third time is usually connected to a behavioral contract. And then the fourth time could be removal from program. There are, is it 2 or 3 different ones that are automatic suspension? The first one is cussing. The second one is fighting.
And that's a 3-day suspension.
And those are
not just a 1-day.
Yeah, and those are 3-day suspensions, and that's set by Emerald. That's not a local policy. That's something that comes from the corporate office, and I can't change that. Is there a third one, or is that it?
For elementary, running
Running
away
out
from
of the classroom.
group.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Youth development pipeline. I'm not going to talk about that real exhaustively. basically the motto of Emerald Youth, the reason we exist, our whole purpose, is so that we can build up a large number of urban youth who love Jesus, who will become educated leaders in their community, and who will help restore this city for future generations. I tell people all the time, I'm not in this to create like a social club atmosphere for the kids. I'm not in this to just be a place where your kids come play basketball. This is a leadership development program. We give them opportunities to lead. We expose them to different experiences that they're going to use, hopefully, in their trek to become future leaders of our city. So, if you have any questions about that, you can ask me later. If you have any ideas on how we may better do that, let me know, because we're always on the hunt for good ideas and great programs. Brittany's going to talk about the Learn to Swim program. Unfortunately, that's not quite ready for middle and high school yet. We do have some parent engagement activities on our calendars. So tell you what, since elementary went first, for the summer parent meeting, we'll do middle and high just real quick. The thing to keep in mind, go ahead and pull your middle school calendars out. Anything in blue or anything in like a base color, that's Just Lead program. Anything in orange is Life program. So like if there's a camp and that's in orange, that's Trey's camp. Okay? If there's an event in the evening time and that's in orange, that's Trey's event. If it's in blue or if it's in, in November, I think it's in like brown or something. Those are our events. But anytime you see something in orange, that's going to be a Trey event. The other thing, let's see.
This is not elementary, by the way.
Yeah, this is just on the middle school calendar. When we get to the high school calendar, things in purple are going to be calling and career things. We have partnered with a new calling and career site for this school year. Our kids will be attending the calling and career site in Mechanicsville. For one, they pick up at West High School. And us being as short-handed as we are right now, for them to pick up at West, that's one less thing that I and my staff have to do. On certain days of the week, we will meet them over there. But if you have a high school student attending West, and it's Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday, and you want them in program, they can hop the Emerald Youth van at West, and it will take them to the Calling and Career site in Mechanicsville. So if we look at middle school in August, you'll notice program starts on Thursday, August the 10th. You will also notice that typically we do not have Just Lead on Wednesdays. That was a corporate decision. The thought behind it is we want Matt and whoever comes on board and Trey to put all of their effort into making Wednesday night worship the best it can be. So we're going to focus on Wednesday nights from 6 to 8. We're not having after school program on Wednesdays.
Is that for all?
That's for middle school and high school.
Not elementary.
Right. So now, that being said, we will pick your kids up if you want them to come to church on Wednesday nights. So while I'm busy with elementary, Trey may be riding a van. While I'm, if he's doing something on Wednesday night, then I'll be driving the van. So just because we're not having Just Lead on Wednesday does not mean we're not having worship, like life group on Wednesday. So if you want us to pick up your kids on Wednesday, let us know, and we'll start picking up around that 5:45, 5:30 mark. And again, that's pick up. Anytime I say pick up and drop off, it should be understood that those are kids who live up and down the Sutherland Avenue corridor. Okay, so that's from like Hollywood to Concord and the neighborhoods that align Sutherland Avenue. Okay, so program for middle school begins Thursday, August 10th. On that day, we will do our emergency drills. On Mondays, we will be doing health and fitness. For the first 45 minutes of program, we will be at Lonsdale using their gym. The first field trip we have is August 16th. I will pick them up. I'll start picking up around 3:30. We'll go bowl, and then we'll be back here to the church by 6 in time for Wednesday night life group stuff. Our MAP testing dates. Our window opens Monday, August 21st, and closes September 7th. I need your kids here for MAP test. MAP test helps us get grants. MAP test helps us understand like where your kids are needing a little help, like a little more help academically. They've done different studies through the NWEA, which is the organization that runs it, and our MAP tests have actually been shown to be more accurate than state aptitude tests. So it's actually better than TCAP at determining what skills your kids need to master and where they are in that process. You'll notice we have middle school camp coming up August 25th, 26th, and 27th. That is very, very soon. I have the list of things they need to bring, and I have the forms up here. So if you have a middle school student and they want to go to that camp, I need this no later than Monday.
Well, I didn't go to middle school.
Okay, well, come grab one. When I'm done, just come up here and grab one. All right. Now on the 29th of August, Knox County Schools has an in-service day. We will not be having program that day, but there is a CARM service project. Again, that's a life thing for middle and high school students. Fast forward to September. The first family field trip, now this goes for elementary, middle, and high. Our family field trip to Kentucky Splash is on September 2nd. In order for your kids to go, an adult member of your household also has to go. Okay? This is an event we do every year. We pile on the bus, we head up to Kentucky Splash, we usually eat a meal on the way back. We have happy-go-lucky, splashy fun time in the pool, right? However, that is vacation. That's our day off for me and Brittany and whoever else is on the team. So we're going to have fun with your kids while we're there. But we're not going to watch your kids while we're there. That's on you. Okay. Obviously, Labor Day, no school, no program on September 4th. There is a life event. It's going to be an overnight event on the 8th. There's going to be more details to come about that from Trey as we get closer to that date. We are doing our family meals the first Wednesday night of the month, starting in September. So where Trey comes and sings, and I usually cook food, and we do a Bible study, we'll be doing that the first Wednesday night of every month. On September 15th, middle and high school students will be going to a Tennessee Smokies game up in Sevierville. So we'll go watch a baseball game. And then on the 20th of September, that's an early release day from Knox County Schools, we will be visiting middle school and high school. We'll visit the McClung Museum, and then we'll go to the World's Fair Fountains after that. They'll need to bring a dry change of clothes so that they can be dry and comfortable for church from 6 to 8. We will not pick up from school that day. We will instead, again, make the round, pick up your kid. It'll be about probably 3:15 that day to get to the museum. The 27th of September, we will volunteer under the bridge like we have done all summer long, feeding the homeless with the Lost Sheep Ministry. Okay. October, big things to be aware of. Again, family meal the first Wednesday night of the month. Middle school, high school, and elementary school field trip to the Russell's Farm on the 20th. We will have a costume party at a trampoline park with the life group on the 27th of October. November, we're going to do a drive-in movie. You will not drive in. It'll be at the amphitheater over at the outdoor classroom. And then the life retreat will be November 17th, 18th, and 19th. Okay, and then if you'll notice, for November, we're gonna, if you've got your calendar handy, on November, that family meal on Wednesday the 1st, we have actually moved that to Tuesday the 21st. We're gonna do our Thanksgiving potluck instead of a family meal. So I will cook the birds like I did this last time, and I'll do the birds and the stuffing. You guys bring sides, drinks, and desserts. We'll get together and have a big old fun time in the gym. get so full we're sick. And I think, Boris, are you still good to wheel me out with the furniture dolly after I'm done eating? Is that good? Okay. All righty. December, last but not least, last day of fall program will be the 19th of December. And I think that's just about it for middle school. High school. If you look at the calendar for high school, you'll notice there's an awful lot of purple on it. Again, we've got a new guy over at the Mechanicsville Calling and Career. His name is Brad. He is a rock star. This guy, former school principal, former math teacher, certified tutor. This guy is the man. So if you have a high school student, I am not offering high school programming here at this location Mondays or Tuesdays because I want them to go with Brad. I want them to get the academic help they need with Brad. Some of these Thursday dates, they'll be with Brad, and then other ones, if there's like a workshop that if I ask them they're just not into it, we'll go do something else that day. But on Mondays and Tuesdays, I want them getting that really strong academic help over at Calling and Career Mechanicsville. Yes, sir.
Are they going to pick them up and take them over there?
Yes, yeah, they'll pick them up from West and take them over there. And here's the thing about high school program. They kept hearing that a lot of our parents were having a hard time picking up in one place at 6 and another place at 6:30, and then they have to get over there. So they've actually extended Calling and Careers hours to 7 p.m.
Wow.
So, if you're getting off of work late and you've got a high school student, you're figuring out how am I going to pick up their sister at Laurel and then get over there and pick them up at a certain time. They run until 7 for high school students. And like I said, Brad is a rock star. We've been having really good meetings with him most of the summer. Other things to keep in mind for high school, the calendar is very similar to middle school. That's by design. But anytime you see a Friday Fun Day, that's going to be a Kids' Choice Day. I'm going to pick them up from West High School, and I will poll the group and say, okay, what do you want to do? If they want to go out to eat, we'll go out to eat. If they want to go bowling, we'll go bowling. If they want to go watch a movie, we'll go watch a movie. Whatever it is, just like it ran during the summer, whatever the consensus of the group is, that's what we'll do that day. We also have a few days in here called Grill and Chill Days. We're going to go to the grocery store. We're going to pick up some chicken, some steak, whatever they pick out. We'll come back here, cook it, and eat it, because we're carnivores. That's what we do. Other than that, you'll notice the second week of October is fall break for Knox County Schools. That's also the high school beach leadership retreat. You have to be an upperclassman to go to that, and it's by invitation only. You actually have to apply and go through like a job interview. So if you have some upperclassmen, some juniors and seniors in high school, and you're like, hey, I'd love to get rid of them for the week. I mean, hey, I'd love them to go experience the beach for a week. Be looking for that information to come out sometime early September about how to interview and apply for that process. Okay, any questions about middle school and high school calendars? Yes, ma'am.
So on Wednesdays, is there something like a program? Because some Wednesdays the kids come, but some Wednesdays the kids
Yeah,
don't.
so there's no after-school program on Wednesdays. Like, we will not pick up from Bearden Middle on Wednesdays. We will, however, pick up and bring them to church at 6 if they want to come. Okay? We'll hammer it out.
Okay.
Trying to think if there's anything else I missed. For those of you who couldn't make it tonight, our secret sentence begins with Moses said to. Again, that's Moses said to. You have to text me this sentence to show me that you have watched this entire video, or else your kid cannot start programming. Fun stuff. Sporting opportunities in the fall. Jeff, I know we got soccer going on, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to say anything about that while you're here? I hate to put you on the spot like that, but...
Yeah, if anybody's interested in their kid, boys or girls, playing soccer, Emerald's got a great program. The cost is cheaper than anywhere else in Knoxville. And I'm a little bit biased, but we have some really good coaches over there. And it's a good place to go to get some sport training, and also we do a lot of character development. We're trying to teach leaders and stuff over there. They also, at the facility down on Sansom, they've got opportunities for kids to come and work out at the gym there and get sport-specific training. And it's not just soccer. That is the best program that Emerald's got.
Not that he's
But,
biased.
yeah, I certainly am, but they've got a lot of other programs, so if any of your kids are interested in being out and being active or something, come and see us, and we'll find a place for them on some team or some activity or something, so we're happy to see everybody there. Everybody's welcome, and like I said, the cost is right, and if there's any issues with cost or anything like that, they'll find a way to get everybody involved.
Are we doing Learn to Swim in the fall?
Yes.
So you'll talk about that when you get your calendar, yes ma'am?
On Wednesday, September the 27th, the Feeding the Homeless, could elementary go if a parent goes with them?
Yes, but you have to let me know at least a week in advance so that I can let them know.
Okay.
I really like their organization. Every time, I mean, Jude and Juno love it every time we go down. It's very safe. They have a couple of sheriff's deputies down there whenever we're there, so the whole situation has, an eye on it. And it's very well organized. But part of them being as organized as they are is us letting them know, hey, this is how many people we're bringing, this, and then they make sure that they have jobs for us to do because they don't want anybody just standing around.
Right.
So let me know ahead of time,
Yes.
and we'll get that figured
I
out.
think that would be good for my children.
Yeah.
To go and feed the homeless, and I would love to go as well.
Yeah, and just so that you guys know, every Wednesday night here at the church, we have a food truck that parks up here under the overhang. There's free groceries out there. The same organization that makes that available to us is the same organization that feeds the homeless on Wednesday nights. So I'm a big believer in that if we are being served, we also need to be serving as just a reciprocal thing. So it's like, if they're going to help us that way, then we're going to help them by going on Wednesdays and helping some people. It's a great organization. It's called Knoxville Dream Center. They got a beautiful website, and those opportunities are available at any time. So our group is going to do it on those dates. But if you want to sign up for a Wednesday that's not on the calendar, you just hop on their website, click volunteer, click the date. They'll send you a confirmation email, and then you can go at any time. But I'm going to tell you, it's a beautiful program that they've got set up down there. Family engagement events, we talked about family meals, we talked about food truck, we talked about family field trip. There will be a Christmas family field trip, but we're kind of waiting on a few things to fall into place to know exactly what that's going to be. Some of you guys know Mr. Paul. Pray for Mr. Paul if you are praying people. Mr. Paul let everybody know back in 1st of July, 2nd of July, that he's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. But he gave us a very generous donation back in June so that we could take our middle and high school students to Dollywood. And there was some money left over from that he wants us to use for what he's calling a Christmas blessing for the kids and their families. So I told him, I said, hey, you gave us this much, we only spent this much, we can send you a check back. He was like, no, you keep it. He said, I want you to do something for the families for Christmas. So be looking for more information about that as we come. If you received a text message from me and you're a middle school or high school parent, like before the meeting, that means I need a waiver. Let's see. Just for giggles. That's going to be the parents of Brendan Maples, Ethan Blake, Kevin Tapp, Ahadi and Nemwija Kabimba, John Santiago, Ava Fain, Elhaj, and Jackie, and I think Gracie's good now. So, if I've just read your name, I need a new waiver. Head to emeraldyouth.org/waiver and fill me out a new one. I think that's it for my portion. So if you are a middle or high school parent and you do not have a kid in elementary, we get to go home early. Unless you didn't come to the meeting, then you're going to have to watch the rest of this to get the rest of the sentence. Okay, if you need a middle school camp form and flyer, let me know.
Alright, while, I promise you guys for elementary, I'll be quick so y'all can all go home too. While they're kind of transitioning, if you have not gotten a calendar in the back or or a packet for your child, a learning packet, go ahead and grab that. Also, in the middle of your tables, there is a note that you can like sign your name to say I can have permission to eat lunch with your child. I need to turn that into the offices at school so I can have lunch with them. So make sure to fill that out. Bring it up here to me. Where did I put there they are. Make sure I get that before you leave. You guys hang tight. We'll get started in just a minute. Alright guys, I'm getting started in 1 minute, so if you need to leave, leave, because I'm getting going. You've got 1 minute.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you grab my stuff.
And then you just got those four. To sneak in.
Okay. Sounds good. Hello there. Hi, isn't it you? Brittany. It's nice to meet you. You are Knox. Is that right? All right. I really like your name, by the way. His name is Knox.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys, got about 20 more seconds, and I'm getting started. 20 more seconds. I have something for Knox, by the way. Bye guys, have a good night.
Hey, you got it, man.
All right, we'll see you soon.
You only have to do that one time. Okay. Okay. I need this for Knox. You only have to do that one time. Okay. And then, oh, thank you, sir. Hayden and Kinley. I just need this for them. I'll fill that out one time. Okay, thank you, sir. All right, elementary. If you guys need any like more snacks or anything, feel free to help yourself back there. But I am going to do my very best to be quick so that y'all can all go home. Okay, so elementary, thank you so much for being here. I sure do appreciate it. We just love these kids. We love you guys, and we're gonna have an amazing semester. We have a lot of fun things coming up. If you do not know me, my name is Brittany Peppers. So in October, I will have been the elementary coordinator for the Laurel Just Lead for 4 years. So, and I look forward to many, many more. I constantly tell Matt Dean, you're going to have to fire me to get me out of here. And if you ever were to say, oh, Brittany, this is not working out, I get on my hands and knees and say, tell me what to fix. Because I love it here. We have a really good time, don't we? Mm-hmm. That's right, Simone. And it's a really good program. Your kids are really going to enjoy themselves. Okay. Those of you who are watching at home, we already gave 3 words to the secret sentence. I'm going to go ahead and give you the next word. This is the 4th word. It is Pharaoh. So it's a Bible name. Pharaoh. There we go. Pharaoh. You can also probably Google it. Pharaoh from the Bible. Okay. All right. So, anyways, I was a teacher for about 8 years before I came on board. So I've got an elementary education degree from Freed-Hardeman University, teeny tiny little college. But this is just my passion, working with kids. So typically we have a few AmeriCorps. We have been given one for this semester. I don't know their name yet. I have not met them. And so I'm sure that there will be a time and place for me to introduce our AmeriCorps to you. But tonight's just unfortunately not going to be the night. So what I think that this AmeriCorps is going to be doing is leading some of our rotations that are like your Mod Podge. art, social emotional health, and things like that. And I'll go into that in just a minute. But anyways, we are going to have an AmeriCorps, and we have several volunteers that I'll mention in just a second. And then we also have like a subcategory of volunteers. These are people that have worked with us before that just like to come back and visit with the kids. And so they kind of pop in and out. The kids know them, they love them. And so we have a lot of people that come through our program to work with the kids. And so your kids are going to be really blessed by the adults that they're going to be around. I believe that. Okay, elementary schedule. So we are Monday through Friday, 3 o'clock to 5:30. Wednesdays, we go until 6. We have a midweek program for the kids from 5:30 to 6. It's different for different weeks. So the first Wednesday of the month is always the family meal. So come on in at 5:30, get you a plate. Mr. Matt usually cooks. Bring your whole family. Babies, brothers and sisters that go to other schools, bring them, and we'll eat. Mr. Matt will do a lesson. Mr. Trey will play his guitar, and it's beautiful. The second and the fourth Wednesdays of the month, we have 2 lovely volunteers from the church. One of them is actually the preacher's wife, Miss Robin Smith. If your kids go to Westview, y'all know who she is. And then her little sidekick that kind of helps her out, her name is Jennifer Ray. So they come and they lead small groups for the kids on those Wednesday nights. And then the third Wednesday night of the month, we go into the gym with the middle and high school. No? Is that happening? Nope. Okay, so I guess elementary will just have our own large group then on the third Wednesday of the month. This is different this year. That's right. Okay, but do take note. So we do pick up from school on the early dismissal days. But on those Wednesdays, we will not have midweek, so we will close at 5:30. I am heavy on communication, and so everything you're hearing tonight, you'll get reminders from me all throughout the school year on it. And so I try to make sure that everybody doesn't ever feel like they're in the dark. They know what's going on, and you can always message me, call me. My email is also on the calendars that you guys get, and so just feel free to contact me anytime and if you have any questions. But on the early dismissal Wednesdays, we do close at 5:30. Okay, also keep this in mind. We do not pick up from school and have program on half days. Now it does get a little tricky with Emerald Academy, but I think you figured it out really well. But anyways, there's a difference between half days and early dismissal days. So half days, I believe school lets out at 11:30, and those are usually like coming up on a holiday. I don't know. Okay, the very first day of school.
Service.
Yeah, but they don't usually have in-services on half days, do they?
That's right.
But the very first day of school is a half day, and we don't pick up from school on that day. So just keep in mind, half days we don't pick up, we don't have program. In-service days we don't pick up, we don't have program. But early dismissal days, which is the days they let out at 12:30, we do pick up, and we have program, but we close at 5:30 on those Wednesdays. Okay. So, just remember, if it sounds confusing, I will communicate as we go, and you can always ask me for any clarifications you need. All right, here's what they're going to get every day that they come to program. We get here, we have snack. It's a very nutritious snack. The kids really like it. Sometimes they're even like chili chips and cheese, so, it's like eating a meal, kind of. So they're really good. So they'll have a snack. We have a Bible lesson / devotional every day. They have rec, playtime, fitness. They get learning lab 4 times a week. 2 times a week it's online learning. Then 2 times a week we're doing something different this year, and so we're going to run the kids through this, but we're doing literacy kits. So we used to do like a math and science portion to our learning lab. This year it's just reading. There's just been a lot of research, that kids are really struggling with reading, and so we're trying to really help with that. So this whole year is all about reading. Then They're also going to get like a modge podge of things, and these are kind of once a week things. We have social emotional lessons, we have health lessons, we have a lovely volunteer from the church. She's a little elderly lady. Her name is Miss Fran. She's super sweet. She comes and she reads stories to the kids. So she comes once a week. We have our preacher, Mr. Mark Smith. He does a choir class for the kids. He's very musically talented, so he teaches the kids songs. He's just fantastic. So we do those on Thursdays with Mr. Mark. And then also, because we do the choir class on Thursdays, that's also like our fun day. I know that typically that would be on a Friday because the week is over, but because of that scheduling, we just go ahead and do our fun days on Thursdays. Okay, so I mentioned Mr. Mark, Miss Fran, Miss Robin, Miss Jennifer. We also have 2 other volunteers that do come on a regular basis. I want to go ahead and mention them. John Waters, he is a church member. He is also like a very well-known real estate attorney. So having him around just gives, I don't know, I just feel like, oh, we got an attorney with us, you know. But he's a really nice man. The kids really like him. And then we have a nursing student from UT. Her name is Miss Sam. She comes about once a week when her schedule allows. Okay, we talked about midweek. Okay, communication. So I kind of already said I'm heavy in communication. My main way to communicate with you all is through texting. I send lots of text messages, but feel free to call me, text me back, email me, whatever, anytime that you feel like that is necessary, or just want to, just ask questions, whatever you need. We also have another platform that we are going to be using. We're going to try and implement it. We were trying in the summer and it just didn't go. So we're going to try it again, but I want to do it separate from the meeting. So we're going to do that later, but it is, it's called Snap or Team Snap, something like that. And it's basically just a way for me to send a message that I need to send to all of you in one. It's not going to be like me sending you all a message and then everybody sees everybody replies. That's kind of the reason for it, is so that you all will get messages from me as a group and you won't be seeing each other's replies. So, it's just a little bit better that way. So we are going to get that going, but not tonight. So we will get that going soon though. Okay, another thing. We are not doing take-homes. We have done take-homes in the past, but this past school year, we switched over to no take-home, so everybody must be picked up. Okay, Mr. Matt, I think this is a good time for you to jump in and talk about that.
Okay. So middle and high school students will get taken home because their program ends at 6. Elementary school students cannot get dropped off at home because their program ends at 5:30. That's an Emerald policy that corporate gave us. They had, now our site may not have been part of it, but they had issues from other sites with kids getting dropped off to homes where parents were not home, or maybe there was an untrustworthy adult in that home, or they just didn't know what we were dropping these kids off at, and that's when everyone said, you know what, it's just safer if parents come and pick up. So for elementary school, you gotta come and pick up.
Yeah, and so the main things that we really want to discuss on that is be on time. We know that, things happen, like, you have car problems, work might give you a little bit of trouble and you're just running a little bit late. We want to be reasonable and want to work with you all, but we really do need you to pick up on time. So we're going to have a system to where, if they are picked up late, we'll have conversations with you to figure out what's going on and how we can resolve the issue if it's, looking like it's going to be habitual. But after this second late pickup, that is a possible dismissal from program for the rest of the semester. So just remember 2 times and then it's a possible dismissal. And guys, I can't tell you how much I'm going to hate it if that's because, we have dismissal from program for behavioral issues, and I do think that that's going to be a learning experience for children if that were to come about. But being dismissed because of late pickups, we don't want to go there. So just everybody be on time. And if you have any questions about what time we let out, just let me know. I'll be happy to answer that question. But do also, if you know that you're going to be late, please let me know. And please let me know what's going on and how late you think you're going to be. Because that is just really helpful for me. Okay, people watching from home, we have a secret sentence. We have given the first 4 words. The 5th word is let. L-E-T. Let. All right, you guys. I do want you to know, though, since everybody's picking up from here, we typically on field trip days and on learn to swim days get back right at 5:30. We do we try really, really hard to get back here no later than 5:30, and I can say I'm very proud of myself. For a year now, since you all have been picking up from here, I have done a very good job of being here on time. So I need y'all to be here on time. But anyways, we get right at 5:30, usually on field trip days, learn to swim days. Now, on that, everybody turn your eyes to this lovely board. So, when we are not on site, you are going to see this sitting outside the door. And if you can see this, so our last field trip for the summer, I put this out there so that everybody knew where we're going, what time we're going to be back. I put it in lots of different colors. I draw on it. I put emphasis on the information that you need to know. But it says all of the things, where we are, what time we're going to be back. If you need to come pick up early, this is the address. It's funny because every semester we'll have people just walk right by it, try to get in, and we've had people get angry because nobody came to the door, but we're not here. So please, if you, miss the messages about where we are, what we're doing, just let this be a good indication to you that we're gone, we're not back yet. And usually when we get back, if we get back early, I'll have somebody pick this up and take it inside so that we are here. We got back a little early, so we're in the gym, we're playing until everybody gets picked up, something like that. But this is something to really watch out for if we are not on site. So it'll let you know we're not here, but we're coming back. Okay. Also on that, when I am transporting the kids, I do often get messages, phone calls from parents. Sometimes they are even frantic for different reasons. If I do not answer, it's because I'm driving. If I get caught talking on my phone or texting while I'm driving a bus, not only will I lose my CDL, I will go to jail. And I don't want to go to jail. So if I don't answer you, I will answer you as soon as I possibly can, and when it is safe to do so. So just keep that in mind as well. Okay, fall program, August 9th to December 19th. So just be mindful that when December 19th hits, we take a break for Christmas, and then we come back in January. I'm a person that likes to plan ahead, and I'm sure a lot of you are as well. Okay, field trips are once a month. The first one is to Skate Town. I'll be sending reminders as we go, and also anything the kids need to bring, like skating day. They're going to want to make sure they have socks on them. If they want to wear those socks to school, or bring them with them. So just be watching out for messages on that. Field trips are mostly on Fridays. There's a couple though that are not, so I'll keep you informed. Mr. Matt mentioned Kentucky Splash. With Kentucky Splash, you'll be able to reserve your spots if you want to ride the bus, because we normally take the bus. We take everybody that we can fit on there, and we drive them up to Kentucky Splash, and we drive them right back if you do not want to drive your own car. When we get there, you can bring your own lunch. You can buy lunch there. We'll talk about all that. But all children must be accompanied by an adult. So September 2nd, if your family is going, just remember, every child has to be accompanied by an adult. So just remember that. Okay, Trunk or Treat will be in October. That's a church event. The Legacy Dinner. Okay, everybody needs to hear this. All right, so the Legacy Dinner is a big fundraiser that Emerald Youth Foundation does. And this year, they are beginning the choir rehearsals for that early, so they invite all of our kids that we think would do a good job with the choir to participate and sing. And it is a lot of fun because what they do, they get to go to the legacy dinner. It's fancy. It's at nighttime. There's usually last year they had Mandisa to come and perform. If you don't know who Mandisa is, look her up. She's amazing. She's an artist. So it's a really cool event that I love for our elementary kids to get involved in. And so we'll talk more about that later, but keep that on the top of your mind. Family meals, candlelight. Candlelight is a church event. We do that in December. It's a beautiful event, isn't it? It's usually on a Wednesday night, and the kids are invited to sing in the kids' choir. And that is usually led by our children's ministry director, Cindy Taylor, and then Mark Smith, our preacher. And so information will come about that. But I love it that when our kids get involved in the choirs. You may be sitting there thinking, my kid doesn't sing. I guarantee you, if you let your child try this, they will enjoy it. And for me, I just feel like it's one of those things that teaches kids reverence. And I think they're really going to enjoy it. So I hope that you will consider that. The Christmas family field trip and the food truck, Mr. Matt has already talked about that. All right, people listening at home, the sixth word for the sentence is my, M-Y, my. All right, we really need attendance to be, we want to offer spots to kids that come regularly for program. So we really need you guys to be here at least 3 times a week. If your child is going to attend once a week, every so often, we need to give that spot to somebody else. So at least 3 times a week. Doesn't have to be 5 days a week. We'd love to have them 5 days a week because we love them, we want them here, but at least 3 times a week. And if you can, leave them here as close to 5:15 as you can because we're doing our rotations. We want them to get that experience every day, those classes, that enrichment. So if you can, try to, but I know that some people are getting off work and they're trying to get home, so we totally get that. But as close as to 5:15 as you can and at least 3 times a week. Okay, on communication, we have a Facebook group. If you are not in the Facebook group, I would love to add you. Basically, all I have to do is become friends with you on Facebook, and then I invite you to the group. I post all kinds of pictures and videos because I want you to know what your kids are doing in program. And I want you to see the beautiful things that they do, and that, it's just amazing. So please let me know if you're not in the Facebook group. Behavior. We do try in elementary to go with positive reinforcement. So we give out tickets to the kids. We have started during the summer using Class Dojo. If your child's teachers in the past have ever used that, you can actually have access to that. We did not do parental access this past summer because we were just trying it out. We were trying to see if we liked it, and we did. So what I'm going to try to do is get parents involved so that you can see the tickets that your kids are getting and whatnot. We give tickets for good behavior. We give tickets for good work that they do. So we try so hard to go that route. But we do take tickets if we need to. So like Mr. Matt said, we say the rules every single day. If you would like to get a copy, what I'll do is when it's time to go, I'll pull those rules out and you guys can take a copy home with you if you would like. But I bet you just within a couple weeks, your kid will be able to come home and tell you the rules. Anyways, we say the rules every day so they know the expectations. Like Mr. Matt said, first time they break a rule, it's a warning, a verbal warning. You may have to take a ticket the next time. The next time might be removal from activity, timeout, call home. But we do suspend if the behavior just doesn't stop. And then the ones that are an automatic suspension is going to be cursing, physical violence, intentional physical violence. So we know that things happen on accident. So we work hard to figure out what happened. But if we know it's intentional, they do go home for 3 days. And then running away from the group is also another automatic suspension. And on the 4th suspension, it is a possible dismissal from program. Incentives. So we have Ticket Store. So when at the end of the week they get to spend their tickets in the ticket store, and boy, it's just a bunch of junk. That's all it is. But the kids love it. There's coloring books, there's candy, there's stickers, there's tattoos, there's puzzles, all kinds of stuff. And they'll buy them with their tickets and they get to take them home. I also offer incentives for their Learning Lab participation. So on their online learning, they earn trophies as they complete lessons on their individual learning paths when they do their online learning. I give incentives for that. And the kids, I guarantee you, will be able to come home and tell you what those incentives are because they are cool. This past summer was kind of like our first semester to kind of do this, but we had it to where if the kids got so many trophies, I took their order. I said, what do you want from the gas station? You can get a snack and you can get a soda. And you get to drink it in front of all your friends and eat it in front of all your friends because you earned those trophies. You did hard work. And so they'll be able to come home and tell you about that. I also offer incentives for church attendance. So whether it's they attend their own church or they attend church here. And this year we're doing midweek. So if they are present at midweek, then they get to be part of that. I get a sticker chart up. They get so many stickers. They get a free item out of the ticket store, whatever they want. So I'll go over this with the kids, and they'll be able to explain it to you as well. I want to talk about church as well. So we love it that a lot of you have your own congregations, and but if you are looking for a congregation, or if you live on Sutherland Avenue, we do offer pickups and take-homes on Sunday mornings. So Sunday mornings, there is an early service at 8:30. We don't go to that as a group, but if you would like to, they have just a large 1 hour, large group service. 9:30 is Bible classes. So I usually start pickups at about 9 o'clock on those mornings. And those are for all ages, but I just offer pickups for our elementary kids, middle and high school, and those are the ones that we transport here. But if you don't live on Sutherland Avenue, or even if you do live on Sutherland Avenue and you want to come as a family, I think that's even better. And if you have babies, if you have other kids that live with you, and nieces, nephews, bring them, because our Bible classes are for all ages. Infants all the way up to elderly people. So we would love to have you there, have your kids there. And then Sunday morning we go to the 10:30 service, and we're usually out and bringing home about 11:30. And then Wednesday nights. Now Wednesday nights we don't do take homes or anything, but we do invite you if you want to let your kids come. There is a kids program, and it's a really, really good one on Wednesday nights. And they start at 7. There's some different changes going on with the Wednesday night schedule. It used to, we would have a large group devotional upstairs at 6:45 and then have classes at 7. During the summer, we took a break from the 6:45 devotional. So they're not quite for sure when they're going to get that back up and running. So just kind of keep 7 o'clock in mind if you're interested for your children to come. And then on Wednesday nights, there's also adult classes, baby classes, classes for all ages. So we'd love to have you here. If you have any questions about that, just let me know. All right, swimming. Oh, okay, people watching from home, we're almost done here. We got 2 more words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7th word for the hidden sentence is people. P-E-O-P-L-E. We're almost done, guys. Okay, swimming is October 23rd through November 2nd. Okay, so we do all the towels, the bathing suits, and all that. So there's nothing you have to worry about except your kids being here. We really want them to come because these are swimming lessons. This is not free swim. This is people that are certified, people that know what they're doing are in the water with the kids and teaching them how to swim. And if they already know how to swim, then they're letting them do stuff that you'd see on a swim team. Guys, swim lessons are super duper expensive if you do like private lessons. Okay, we're giving them to you along with our semester fees. So you can't beat that. So we want your kids to be here, but we do know that some people have their reservations on that. If you do have reservations, please talk to me. please let me get you in contact with our aquatics instructor and let you talk to her because she's amazing. And you will really love her. But if you do have reservations on it, you do have the option of keeping your child home for those weeks because it is every day, October 23rd through November 2nd. If your child comes to program, they must swim unless there is a medical reason that they shouldn't, and most of the time we will ask for a doctor's note. So we do not take any exceptions. Everybody must swim. It's very safe. Your child will be just fine. But if you have reservations about that, you may have your child ride the bus home or pick them up from school, and they won't lose their spot in program, but if they're here, they do have to swim. And it's at the E.V. Davidson Recreational Center, so it's an indoor pool, so it's going to be cold, but they're going to be fine because it's in a heated pool. So it's really awesome activity that we get to do, and so if you have any questions about it, just let me know. All right, now, profiles and waivers. What I'm going to do, I have most everybody's for elementary. So I'm just going to message you if I don't have what I need from you on that, and then we can do that individually. All right, fees. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to give the last word to the sentence here, and it'll be time for us to go. Okay, your fees must be paid before they can start program. We're doing that a little differently this year, as in the full amount. And if there is a balance, the balance must be paid as well. So going forward, we really never should have balances. Because if you pay it before program, that means everybody's got a zero balance as they walk in the door. So tonight, please come by and pay me if you can. If not, you can catch me either Monday or Tuesday. Yes, sir. $50 per Just Leader. So if you have 2, it's $100, and it's for the semester. And then if you have 3 or more children, we cap out at 3 kids. So if 150 would be the most anybody would ever have to pay. So anyways, please make sure that is done before you leave tonight. Sign the lunch permission notes. Take, like I said, there are packets in the back. Those are learning packets. Those are put together by what is Christina's title, Mr. Matt? Learning.
Head of Education.
Head of Education. We have a lady at the main office, and her title is Head of Education. She's put together packets. Make sure you get one before you leave. People at home, the last word to the sentence is go. G-O. And that is it. And you guys are free to go home. Please come pay me, and I hope you can. And then y'all can go home.